Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews and welcome to another reading vlog. Today it is Thursday, October 1st. I'm so excited, you guys. I love October. Halloween is my favorite. My book bite-a-thon's coming up. There's so much to be excited about. I have just gotten done filming my October TBR, which is why I look so nice, because we know this isn't what I usually look like. That video should hopefully be going up today, so I will be editing it in just a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and start this reading vlog. I know that it's Thursday, but I figured we could do like a little weekend plus reading vlog. And now that it is October 1st, it means I can start some new books, some spooky books, finish some books. I'm excited. So before I talk about what I'm going to try to read this weekend, I do want to talk about a book that I finished this morning, which means last night after midnight, and one that I finished yesterday. So first let's talk about the book that I read yesterday because finally this book is done. That is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. So I started this book at the end of August and I tried to finish it at the beginning of September, but then my audiobook that I was listening to, which was from Libby, was sent back to the library. So I had 70 pages left of this book, and yesterday, September 30th, I finally read those last 70 pages. So overall, hello Pepe. Just filming a vlog, no big deal. So I've decided to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book a lot. I do really like that it's a standalone. However, I felt like the ending was a little bit cheap. This is a critique that I've heard a lot of people say. The majority of this book is so good and I really enjoy it. Pep, are you kidding? Stop. The majority of this book was really good, but the ending just felt a bit cheap. Something happens that is kind of brought up through the entire book as something that couldn't happen, and I expected it to happen, but the way it's done is just like very quick and kind of choppy and rushed, and it just felt cheap, to be honest. I don't think that this is a book that I would like write off or not recommend. I mean, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed the majority of this book. Physically and the audio are both great ways to read it. I enjoyed both. It kind of stinks that the ending is like that, but I kind of feel like it's because we had so much going on, and with this being a fantasy, to wrap it all up in one book is a little difficult, but I don't know. And then the book that I read this morning was When I Arrived at the Castle by Emily Carroll. This is an adult graphic novel, and I've read Emily Carroll's Through the Woods, which is a collection of short horror stories in graphic novel form. For one, her illustrations are amazing. Her use of color or lack thereof is also amazing, and her stories always leave me wondering what the heck I just read, but also feeling a sense of just like love and admiration for her work. So this book did not disappoint. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. It is about I really don't know how to explain this to you, but I will say that there is a blurb on the back that kind of wraps it up pretty nicely. It says, Alice in Wonderland meets Dracula, bloody, sensual, and bewitching. And I couldn't agree more. I think that's the best way to describe it. We basically have this dog, cat, maybe fox, some kind of like creature human that has come to kill this vampire, and craziness ensues. So this was my first book of October, my first spooky, creepy book, and it was also the 600th book that I've read according to Goodreads, so that is pretty cool. But now let's talk about the books that I do want to read this weekend. I'm only putting 2 books on this weekend's TBR because I feel like I always go way too overly ambitious, and I kind of want to dedicate the time to reading these 2 books and not try to rush it. Pepe, come on! He's on the floor now, so hopefully he'll stop. I think he's just seeking attention. So the first book that is my main priority this weekend is Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. I did start this a few weeks back and I'm on page like 150 something, I believe. I have just under 400 pages left to read and I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time and enjoy it because I loved Wicked Saints, like you guys know, and I'm also really enjoying this so far. The other book that I want to try to read is the first book for the Spooky Bookathon for this month, which is to read a horror. I'm going to be reading my first Stephen King, which is Carrie. I'm nervous, you guys. I'm nervous. I feel like this book is a softball. I feel like it's a nice, good way to get into Stephen King. I've never read Stephen King before. Carrie is like YA meets adults because it's Stephen King, but yet it's about a teenage girl. Yes, she can use her mind to kill people, but who knows? I am very interested to see if I like Stephen King. The only other book by him that I have read is his book called On Writing, which is a nonfiction about how he writes his stories and what his process is and things like that, which was really freaking good. And for a nonfiction about writing, I was like enthralled. So I'm hoping that I do like his writing style, but I just don't know. Other books by him that I've tried reading, I think is only Sleeping Beauty, and I was so bored that I stopped. So I'm hoping that Carrie and like his more like original, how he got famous books are where it's at. I hope that it's scary. I really do hope that I am slightly terrified, or at least just like super enthralled. So that's what's on this weekend's TBR. I'm hoping that I can get to more, but I don't even want to set myself up for failure. I just want to try to read these 2 books. That's it. That's all. I will also say that today, Animal Crossing officially starts spooky season. So yesterday was the update. Today is the day when you can start buying candy and pumpkins and start decorating your island in spooky fashion, which I'm so excited, to say the least. I am currently on my lunch break from work. I do need to get back at it. But before I do that, I also need to eat something because I'm starving. But before we do all that, I did want to show you guys my bookshelves because I did redo them. And I was originally going to do it on camera, but then like one night, super late at night, like 2 a.m., I decided to just do it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't film it because it was just like a whole process. So we're just going to show you the finished product. Okay, so first up, originally here was my Harry Potter shelf and my Jennifer Armentrout shelf. I was going to move both of them up to the top because I don't want this to be in the background of my videos anymore because, you know, J.K. Rowling's trash. I then decided to just move this one. I think it actually looks pretty dang good because I feel like this one is more like novelty stuff, whereas this one is mostly books and bookmarks. So I think it looks fine. I did keep the rainbow theme, however, so it does start with, it's like white reds into regular reds and then goes on through. And then you'll see at the bottom, it does start another rainbow. And that's because I've decided to do something that I'm hoping is just totally ingenious, and that is separating my unread from my read. So the majority of my main bookshelf, things that you see in the background of my videos, and what I look at every time I walk into this room is unread books, which is like, oh my god. But also, honestly, not as much as I thought there would be. I will say that, of course, this entire shelf is read except for The Cursed Child, and almost all the books on Jennifer Armentrout's shelf is also read. So really, it's just these main couple shelves, and not bad. So then it starts another rainbow, which is all the read books, and then finishes on this one. I did, for the most part, keep all of the decor the same, and just added some spooky elements, which I don't know if I have shown you guys in a previous video, but there are now, like, you know, pumpkins, bats, and things like that. I have also decided that I think I'm going to leave up my spooky decorations year-round because it's my favorite season, it's my favorite holiday. Why not? I think I will take out these 2 things though, just because it feels like a bit much, and probably like the necklace. Maybe not. I don't know. But those are the bookshelves, guys. Alright, so now I'm gonna go eat, do some more work so I can finally be done and play Animal Crossing. Good morning, guys. It is Friday. I didn't update you guys again yesterday because I kind of forgot, but some reading and some other really fun stuff did happen. I didn't read any of Ruthless Gods. I'm pretty sad about it. I'm going to try to get to it today. I also tried to start Carrie by looking for an audiobook, and I can't find one anywhere. I looked on Hoopla and on Libby, and I just don't have an audio copy of it. I don't even know if it came out in audio. So I wanted to start another audiobook, and I didn't really know what to start. I still wanted to do something like paranormal. I started something. It's paranormal, but it's definitely not dark, at least so far. And that is My Lady Jane. This is by, oh my god, I forgot who the authors are. There's like 2 or 3 authors. I'll look into that. But these are basically like paranormal retellings of different Janes throughout history. I will say that I wasn't really paying attention to the first 2 chapters, the intro and then the first chapter. I don't know if it's because of the audio, because I feel like if I physically read it that I would read it a bit differently, and I at one point was like, maybe I'll just read this physically, but now I'm in it and I'm liking the audio. So the narrator does use an English accent because that's where the story is taking place, and it's taking place way back in history with King Edward. So things are like, I don't even know how to explain it, like almost like a regular classic kind of talking but still modern day speech. So it's kind of like a mix between a classic and a modern day book, and it kind of just like went over my head for the intro and then the first chapter. But now that I'm like getting connected to the characters and the setting and the plot, now I'm like really invested. So that is good. I am really enjoying it so far. It's definitely not what I thought I was getting into. I thought that when they said they were going to take these old stories and put a modern twist on them, I thought it was going to take place today. Like, I thought it was going to be like a super modern plus paranormal aspects retelling, and it isn't. It's just like slightly more modern, has some paranormal, and it has like, you know, modern day speech. I wasn't expecting to read this book this weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to do what I did last night, which is like listen to it the entire time. I started it while I was playing Animal Crossing and then never stopped reading it. I'm hoping that that's not what I do today, because I really want to read the other 2 books. So I think I'm just going to listen to it while playing Animal Crossing. Speaking of Animal Crossing though, I did do a pretty big chunk of work. I will say though that I didn't do as much as I thought I was going to do. I built a pumpkin patch, I've changed my skin color, my eye color. I really, really love how Nook's shop is decorated on the outside. It's so freaking cute. And I've like done a little bit of decorating in my town because I definitely want it to be like a spooky town, and I think I want to keep that like year round maybe. So I'm pretty excited about it. But I will show you guys what I did on Animal Crossing when I play it this afternoon on my lunch break. I will say that there's not a whole lot that I can do for at least like 2 more days because my pumpkins have to come in. So yeah, but right now I'm gonna go ahead and head to work. I really don't know what I'm going to do today because I really don't have anything to do this week. I mean, there's stuff I could be doing, but it's not due anytime soon. So I'm a procrastinator, so we're not gonna do that stuff. So I guess I'll figure it out, and I'll see you guys later. I do want to show you guys because I just realized there is a tree outside changing colors. Look at that orange. Yes. Hey guys, so I'm done with work. I'm about to start playing Animal Crossing and also listening to my audiobook of My Lady Jane. Let me look real quick to see who the authors are. I'm also waiting for my bullet journal video to finish uploading. That will go up today, which it's my October bullet journal, guys. I'm ahead of the game. I know. Who am I? I'm thinking probably next week or maybe the week after, sketching out November so that I can get that put up on time. We're getting there, guys. I don't know how long it'll last, but okay. So My Lady Jane is by Cynthia Hand, like I said, so I was at least correct on 1, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I'm going to load up my island because I want to show you guys what I've done so far. Okay, so let's show you some of my island. Okay, so here I am in front of my house. As you can see, I've put spider webs on my path and also a 0. And then as you can see, I am now purple skinned, have a nice costume on. I want to go through all my costumes this month, but this is my favorite, so I don't know if I will ever change.
But let me take off my mask so that you can see my new eye color. This is very difficult to do with one hand. So yeah, now I have orange eyeballs. Aren't I so cute? I think so. So there's, I don't even know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can. So there's webs, like I filled the entire path. And then there's random zeros everywhere. I have made my pumpkin patch, which I currently have 100 of. And then I did get the pumpkin chair, so I put that over here. I did add a little welcome mat when you come into my town that says happy haunting. How cute. So yeah, that is my town for now. Ooh, Sahara. Cool. That's my town for now, and as I get it to how I want it to be, I'll show you. Hey guys, so it is 9 o'clock. I played Animal Crossing, and then I did play some Super Mario Sunshine because I didn't want to stop listening to my audiobook and needed something to do. So, I finished My Lady Jane. I was not expecting to, but it was just so freaking good, you guys, and I didn't want to stop listening. I wanted to just listen while I played Animal Crossing and then stop, but the story was so good. And I have to say that Katherine Kellgren, the one who is the voice actor for the audiobook, is amazing. I love her voice, I love her accent, and I love that she is performing this instead of just reading it. She did an amazing job. She used inflection. She yelled when she was supposed to be yelling. I really don't think that if I was reading this physically that I would have gotten the same experience, because I think for a lot of times I would have read it differently. And it was just so good and angsty and absolutely amazing for being a historical retelling. It was so good, you guys, just so good. So I highly recommend, if you haven't picked up the book, to do so. I definitely recommend the audiobook. And yeah, it is a big book. I think that it's over 500 pages, but we did it. I mean, I've like nonstop listened to this book for 2 days because it's so good, and I'm just so happy that even though this book kind of like intimidated me and I wasn't really looking forward to reading it, and kind of just read it on a whim because it was the only thing on my Goodreads TBR for this month that I had on audio that I kind of was interested in reading. I'm so happy that I did it because it was so freaking good. And I feel like this year I'm saying that a lot, but I'm glad that I'm like taking chances with my reading and trying new and different things out, because so far it's been really, really worth it. So now, guys, I'm currently eating some dinner. Right now, I think I'm gonna watch some of Bob's Burgers, and then tonight we're gonna read Ruthless Gods. I'm telling you, we are going to freaking read this book. Good morning, guys. Well, by now it's probably afternoon. It is Saturday. I slept in today. It was great. Then I went to the grocery store because I need to pick up a couple things for dinner. Right now I have chicken dethawing because I'm going to make some chicken and dumplings for dinner. And now I'm going to play some Animal Crossing, hopefully find an audiobook to listen to while I do that, and not find one that will suck me in like My Lady Jane. So before I do that, last night I did do some reading after I updated you. So I did read a little bit of Ruthless Gods. I read about 50 some pages before bed. It's getting, I mean, it's been good the entire time, but now it's just like, there's so many things that could happen, and yeah, I do have a feeling though that this is going to end in a cliffhanger, just like book one, because there is a third book. I don't know if that's the last book, but we do have a third book. Also, if you watched my TBR, I was talking about how I want to read Blood and Honey this month, which is still the plan. But I said that I thought it was the last book because it's part of a duology, and I was just watching Shelby Mahurin's Instagram story, and she said that she was working on the third and final book. So there is a third book, and that is it. And she was crying because she realized she's halfway through the last book. She's halfway to the end. So
I feel like the third book is going to be very emotional. I feel like the third book or the last book in any series is always very emotional. I hope that it's a good emotion. I really don't want any of my favorite characters to die, but I also haven't read book 2 and they could die then. So, we will see. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, tell you what I'm doing. Today I have plans to really focus in on Ruthless Gods. And then as soon as I finish that book, which I don't know if it'll be today, but when it happens, we will then start Carrie. Hey guys, so I'm done playing Animal Crossing. While I was playing, I did start a book that I just got in from Libby, which is Too Much and Never Enough: How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man by Mary L. Trump, PhD. I started it because I figured, like, let's try it out, see if I'm even interested in reading this, and hopefully it won't be too enthralling that I get sucked into another audiobook. So it is actually pretty good. I am an hour and 10 minutes into it, and it's actually pretty interesting so far. I thought it was going to be like a lot more kind of like psychological, medical, higher reading level kind of jargon, and it's actually very everyday speech, which I really, really appreciate, which means more people will be able to pick up this book and read it. But it's super interesting to see how Donald became the way he is and what so this is Donald Trump's niece. So she's talking about her opinions as well as the opinions of other people in their family on Donald. And it is very interesting. It's not interesting enough where I'm like, cancel Ruthless Gods, I'm gonna listen to this, which is exactly what I was hoping for. But not bad. So I'm gonna keep listening to this while I play. But I am done playing now, so I'm done listening to the audiobook. And I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my book now. I do have some booktube videos that I need to catch up on as well, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll update you once I do. I decided to watch booktube videos because there were quite a few that I really wanted to already get to, which was mostly like October TBRs and things like that, spooky recommendations. I am glad that I went ahead and picked watching booktube over a television show, because when I watch TV, I like to binge watch. I don't just watch like one episode, I have to watch like 3+. And what ends up happening is I just want to keep watching TV. But when I watch booktube, I get the urge to read. Like every time I watch somebody else talking about a book they loved or a book that they're currently reading, like in a reading vlog, I just want to stop watching it and start reading. So I'm really happy that I picked watching booktube, because now we're going to read some more of Ruthless Gods, and I'm very excited about it. Mostly because, I mean, I am really enjoying this and I want to get through it, but I just want to read all the books now, you know? Like, I just have so many books I want to read. So, we're going to start reading. Hey guys, it's Sunday, and today is a very gloomy and rainy day, which means it's perfect for reading, which I'm very excited about. So I have been reading a really large chunk of Ruthless Gods. I only have 130 pages left, so I just have that little bit. It's taken this different turn where I feel like the same thing kind of happened in the first book, where we don't know what to believe, who to trust, what to trust, and I just love it so much. I am very excited to find out what's going to happen in this book, but I'm also very nervous for it to end, because I just know that the ending is going to be another cliffhanger. It's going to happen. Right now I'm just hanging out downstairs. I'm going to try to finish the book up before I play any video games. I did already do my daily tasks on Animal Crossing, so that's done. But I kind of want to decorate stuff and collect things and do some fishing and diving and stuff like that. But I also really want to read this book. So I think I'm going to try to finish it before doing that, and I still would like to try and start Carrie before this vlog ends, because it will be ending, I think, today. So right now I'm gonna go back downstairs, do some more reading. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So it's done. So I know that this is a terrible angle, but it's the best I can do. It is by now probably midnight. Yeah, it's 12:01 now, but I finished Ruthless Gods. Oh my god, you guys, the ending of this book is absolutely ridiculous, and oh my god, every time it just crushes me. The betrayal, the wonder, like, I have no idea how the series is going to end, and at this moment there are only 3 books in the Something Dark and Holy series. So like, I don't know where we can go from here. I don't know what's gonna happen next, and it's all just so much. It's so much. I love this book so much, you guys. I will say one thing though, is that when I was looking online, it said that this book featured, okay, well, let's start from the beginning. So I came across a word that I wasn't familiar with, and I honestly can't remember the word anymore, which I'm kind of disappointed in myself about. But when I looked it up, it basically meant lesbian relationship. So the way that it came up was somebody asked, like, what lesbian books have you read and are your favorites? And they didn't say lesbian, they used this word, which I'm so mad that I can't think of what that word was. So I looked it up, and it told me that it meant lesbian. And on a Goodreads list, it said that Ruthless Gods fell into that category. But the thing is, I mean, maybe it falls into that because we do have one character for sure, because I don't know about our other side female character, but we do have one character, Astia, who is a lesbian, which we've known that since book 1 though, but nothing like came about it. Like, it was talked about because something else happens. It wasn't a lesbian relationship, but it is queer, and I loved it. I loved it so much. But anyways, because they're having that discussion, Astia is brought into it and says, like, you know that she's always never liked guys. But then nothing, like, came about it. Like, I was waiting for that relationship to happen, Astia and somebody else, and it never did. So now I'm just confused, because maybe that word means just queer, or maybe because the conversation is brought up, like, confirming that she only likes women, but nothing comes about it. So I don't know if that's why this book was on here, or if it's because of the other romance. And maybe that word just means queer. I wish I could think of the word. Yeah, this was amazing. That ending was... I'm honestly surprised I didn't cry from the ending. It was so much, and it's everything that we've been, like, waiting for and wanting on one hand, and then also just, like, catastrophic and awful on the other. And wow. So it's time to end this vlog. I do have plans to start vlogging tomorrow, because, like I said, I do want to start Carrie. I think I'm going to start it tonight. I don't think I'm going to read a whole lot, because I do want to play some more Animal Crossing, because I haven't done that. I just read Ruthless Gods and took a small nap. Let's quickly go through what I did this week. So even though it wasn't this vlog, I did finish Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. Then I picked up When I Arrived at the Castle by Emily Carroll. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I then accidentally picked up My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. And finally, Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. I just finished right now, and I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars, if that wasn't totally obvious. But alright guys, I think that that's everything that I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. I'm very excited to be getting more into vlogging and hopefully editing and getting things up on time. I'm trying. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it and you want to see more bookish content from me, please hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified as soon as my videos go live here on YouTube, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!